welcome back and welcome to another movie reviews video, but this is also Vlogmas day 2. So 3 of my Vlogmas videos will be movie review videos as well. Of course, I have my festive sparkly jumper, my festive sparkly lipstick, and my festive shimmery Starbucks mug with my festive coffee inside. I saw 3 movies at theatres this week. I was going to see a 4th, but I just ran out of steam. So I have 3 movie reviews for you. As always, I will leave timestamps in the description box below, and I will leave a link to my blog where I have also talked about these movies. The one that I was going to see on Friday that I've now pushed my ticket to Monday was Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. So you can, a little preview, it's going to be in next week's movie review. There you go. The first film I saw this week, I saw them all on the one day as well. So I saw this on Thursday morning, and it was The Frontrunner, which stars Hugh Jackman as a Democratic Party, running for the Democratic Party nomination. So we follow him through, very briefly at the beginning of the film, we see his first attempt at becoming the party nominee, and then we follow 4 years later his next attempt at becoming the party nominee, at which point he is the front runner. I didn't realise that the senator he plays in this film is a Colorado senator, and so a lot of the film is based here in Denver, and we see some good shots of the Colorado landscape that is the Rocky Mountains. So that was really interesting. I didn't realise that it was like local. The film itself, I learned a lot from the film. Obviously it's based on a true story, so there was a lot for me to learn, and as you know, I don't know as much about American politics since I wasn't born here, but I do try and keep up with what's going on. So yeah, it was very interesting. There were points in the film where there were a lot of people talking at once, so they would be in their campaign headquarters, or they would be in a hotel room, or they would be at a press conference, and they wouldn't, I don't know if this was a directorial choice, but they wouldn't kind of quiet all the other people before the main person in the scene was talking. So I felt like I missed some of the things that they were saying. It was interesting seeing the personal side of a campaign, especially having just listened to Michelle Obama's book as well. It was interesting seeing that side of it. So it was quite long and slow in points, but it was really interesting, and it had the thing at the end where it gave you some blurb about sort of where are they now and what happened. And yeah, I felt like I'd learned something coming out of it, and you know, I stayed for the whole 2 hours. I didn't dislike any of it, but it has received a lot of criticism, and I think that is because it can be quite slow, and the thing with the people talking annoyed me a little bit as well. Then the second film that I saw on Thursday, after I'd had my lunch and gone to work and then finished work, was Green Book, which is the story of this guy from the Bronx being hired to be a driver for this pianist who lives in an apartment above Carnegie Hall in New York. So very, very different backgrounds, and he's hired to be the driver of this guy while he goes on a tour of the country with his trio, so piano, bass and cello. Had a cello in it, always good, you know, I'm a cello player. And oh, it was just so good. It was just so good. I love seeing the friendship between 2 men develop. That was wonderful. It's not something that we see in films enough. I loved seeing them driving through the different landscapes. And then a lot of this film takes place in the Deep South, and so we have this black musician playing for all these wealthy white people, and then dealing with the racism that comes before and after these shows. So for example, being allowed to play to people in a specific dining room or hotel, but then not being allowed to eat or stay in that dining room or hotel because he is black. We also have the different treatment of the two of them and the treatment of the two of them in different states as well. It was just really well done. There were parts that made me laugh. I was entertained the whole way through. The racism was shocking, but it's what happened. It is what happened. Again, it's based on a true story, and so we had that little bit of text at the end that told me where are they now. And I just thought it was wonderful. So out of the 3 films that I'm talking about, if you are only going to go and see one, Green Book would be my recommendation. My second choice for, you know, if you are managing to see 2 films, then I would go and see Boy Erased, which was the 3rd film that I saw on Thursday. I saw this with a friend, so we were able to talk about it, and we had a lot to say on it. Thankfully there was only 2 other people in the cinema, and they were sat like way back from us, because we did talk a little bit during the film, which isn't something I normally do, and if there were people anywhere near us I wouldn't have done, but we had some stuff to say. So this follows the son of a minister who is sent to a conversion camp. We have some flashbacks to kind of see why his parents have felt that he needs to be there, or why he has felt that he needs to be there, which can get a little confusing sometimes, but when you kind of realise the way the flashbacks are structured, you get used to them, because we do have a number of flashbacks, and then we have a bit of a sort of epilogue at the end that's a flash forward to where are they now, again based on a true story. Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe play the parents, which is interesting because obviously they're both Australian, and they're playing people from Arkansas, again set in the South. It's quite a theme to the films that I watched on Thursday. It was obviously horrific seeing some of the things that he had to go through, and some of the things that he was told at this conversion camp, and then the fact that we are told at the end of the film that in 36 states in this country, this treatment of minors is legal. It's not classed as child abuse, which was just, yeah, really enraging. I spent a lot of this time film being worried and being angry, but I think that the actors did a really great job, and I'm glad that the story has been told on the big screen so that more people can see it, and I definitely would recommend it. I think any of these films could be possible Oscar contenders. It is that time of year, but there's definite acting Oscars in the running, I would think, for at least the last 2 films that I've talked about. So that's an interesting thing to be thinking about as well. Now that I watch more films, I'm definitely more aware of award season and kind of what films have been released when, for what reason. So that was really interesting. Yes, as always, if there are any films that you would like me to go and see at the cinema and then report back my review next week, then do let me know in the comments. I'm always willing to go and see something that I otherwise wouldn't have considered. You know, perhaps you would really like me to go and give you my thoughts on Creed 2, having not watched Creed 1, but you know, if that's something you want, then I am absolutely open to that. I will be back with another Vlogmas video for you tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed so that lands in your subscription feed, and I will be back with another movie review video for you next Sunday, because I will be fitting in some more movie watching whilst also trying to fit in all of my December TBR, of course. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.